best on the market. With you always. Bajaj Street Tunes.
It's only 6 minutes. Dakika ziri mukaaga ezakavako ku ssaawa 5 ez'amakyaga olunaku olwaleero. Time to know what's happening around the country. Mugagwirawo and the world over. I'm joined by Pamela Isamata Chom. It's a Friday. Now, in the news we have today, Parliament passes Nseriko's amendment bill against spreading hate speech and protecting children. We're going to be giving you the details of that. And then, of course, we also have the former board chairperson of Uganda Airlines says the president made a mistake to appoint CEO Bamuturachi. And also still coming up, we have Akon's International School security guard that was murdered over a woman. Yes. And then, of course, like we already know, the Queen is dead.
Right, the Queen is dead. The son, King Charles III, is going to be its official name, and he's going to be taking over the throne. Today he's going to address the media.
I was looking at Operation London Bridge Down.
Hey, before they had officially announced.
No, like that thing has always been there.
Mm.
Like the plan, the protocol, what's going to happen when the Queen dies.
Yes.
It's been documented for long. So now it's actually put into action. But the way they are organized.
They're organized because, I mean, this woman was 96 years old.
So they had prepared for it.
Even her herself, she had prepared for her son to succeed her.
All right, guys, we'll keep you posted. Let's start off with the Parliament passing Nseriko's amendment bill against spreading hate speech and protecting children.
Yeah, this is a bill that was passed yesterday. Of course, we still see some people still criticizing it, but hey, now it's too late.
Hey.
We are thinking the president is going to come and amend this bill. It poses heavy penalties, of course, for those people who go around sharing children's pictures or information about people's children without authorization from the parent.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Kariaka hate speech when jagara.
Hate speech. If you're promoting hate speech or
hey, what penalty do I get?
You get 15 years in jail. And there's
Facebook.
Yes.
Is this on social media or even like
15 years in jail and about 15 million in terms of fine.
Let me ask,
penalty fine.
Is this achievable?
Yes, it is achievable.
No, on Facebook. Where do I report?
You can go to court because it is a law. Now, This is a law where you get a lawyer.
I go and sue you.
No court, and you sue this person. They are liable to paying 16 million for some offenses, 15 million, and the penalty jail time is between 5 to 7 years in jail. Yeah, for most of the offenses. If you're promoting hate speech, if you're spreading information, unsolicited information, you just get Queen has died. Or then you start spreading it.
Anyhow,
then you start saying things about so and so, and without authorized.
This is only applicable in the boundaries of Uganda, right?
Yes, of course. This is Ugandan law. The president has to assent to it.
Saudi.
Ngakuvumira ku social media.
Yes.
As long as you can, it is within reach, you can get this person and they are penalized for it.
I want to think as a country and as a civilized society, it's a step in the right direction, yeah?
Yeah,
this is what we call
most people are saying that it's targeting the media because the media has always had this speech. They have always had the liberty to, have secret sources.
No, the media
you can
is
have
okay.
An anonymous source who will break to you some information, closed door information, and then you spread it on social media and you trend like that, and then later the real information comes out. But now, of course, if you are spreading information that is unsolicited,
Pam. The mainstream media is a little bit censored because you are professional. We can track you. We know what you said. We record stuff every day.
Yeah. You have a.
But there are these people that they're untouchable on social media, especially on TikTok.
Yes. Navuma. Actually, ICT Minister Chris Baromans is also saying, he's speaking there in the bite, he's talking about how they are going to regulate. They are going to come up with more laws that are regulating hate speech because people are abusing others so much on social media.
prohibit the sharing of any information relating to a child without authorization from a parent or a guardian, prohibit the sending or sharing of information that promotes hate speech, provide for the prohibition of sending or sharing false, malicious, and unsolicited information, to restrict.
There is an increasing tendency for people to abuse communication, especially in light of the technologies. We are actually reviewing all the laws related to communication, and we shall soon be coming to the House to amend most of the existing laws.
What do you mean now? Live on our YouTube. Away from that, we do have the former board of chairpersons for Uganda Airlines says the president made a mistake to appoint the CEO Bamunturachi.
This is Perez Godfrey Ahavu. He was appearing before the COSASE yesterday, and they asked him about what he thought of the appointment of Jennifer Bamuturaki as CEO for Uganda Airlines, despite her not qualifying. And he says, me, I'll tell it to Museveni. He made a mistake. He operates sometimes in military style and likes issuing orders, and he thinks that his style has to go everywhere. So if I met him tomorrow, I will openly tell him, with all due respect, sir, you made a mistake. You're not supposed to appoint this woman. You're supposed to let the board choose her.
He's just on the edge of the line of crossing to hate speech.
Sometimes he can make a mistake. He's human. And I have a strong feeling and I believe in him. And if I met him tomorrow, I will tell him, sir, this was a mistake. You cannot just come up and say, I direct, you appoint. No, it's a mistake. It has to be very open and clear. The president made an error. For me, as a board chairman, I rely on the recommendations of the supervising officer. Now, Jennifer's supervisor.
Baby made it down. Let's change it in Uganda Airlines out. Like we've been playing Kauna back and forth, this and that. Like it's that one entity that's not going to be settled. You know that.
I don't know whether it's going, because now the appointing authority is the head of state. So even if you call the minister for works and transport and ask him, why did you appoint, he will tell you, I got a directive from the top person, the head of state. So unless COSASE invites President Museveni,
the head of state,
and summons him and says, why did you appoint? Why did you go against A, B, and C?
Ask
we
me
don't
that
see
question.
this going anywhere.
I want you to ask me that question and I'll respond as the president in what I think he would say.
Okay, President Museveni, why did you go ahead and appoint this woman as the CEO, knowing too well she's not qualified for the position?
What question did you ask again?
Can you even come? What they'll do on phone
You
interview?
ask the question I want to
I
give.
have asked you
I'm
again.
going to give you the answer. You ask me again.
Why did
He
you
always
appoint?
wants to be asked twice.
Hey. So that he thinks of a better answer.
So you tell me.
Why did you appoint it, Bamuteraki? Everyone is complaining. People are not happy. Why did you go behind people's backs and appoint her?
Are the aeroplanes moving? You see, Ugandans, you have one problem. Now, how does that concern you? I don't know. I hope it doesn't get to that. But
no,
anyway,
of course it won't get to that. But, what we see is that it's not going anywhere in terms of how this, because even if COSASE speaks about it for 100 days or 1,000 days, they do not have now any authority to remove her from that position.
Let them sit down and drink some
Their
water.
role is now, I think their role should shift from Bamuturaki to the airlines. How is the airlines performing? And just give them that check, that reality check, and see how they can move forward. But saying Bamuturaki, they appointed her, by mistake, they are dilly-dallying, they are moving back and forth for no reason.
Chikumi kamuze bili kwori eno Galaxy 15 kutano zisangu sekulu na kurakutana as we wind down the bulletin for the day. London Bridge down.
Yeah. London Bridge down. Of course, she died
It's
yesterday.
it's the protocol for the Queen's death.
And that was the rumor that was spreading fast before BBC officially broke the news.
It had to.
Actually,
when
anonymous
you read
sources, there are those people who call their people and say,
I think agenda one for the London protocol was having a call from was it a civilian or something when I was reading it. So I think they were waiting for that call. They knew because some people had already gathered outside the palace.
The mood was very somber.
Definitely.
All family members were traveling. And you'd see former prime ministers and leaders talking about her health. But if somebody is not well, you cannot, there's a way that you will say. But there's a way Tony Blair was speaking, I'm really saddened by the sickness of, the Queen. And then you see the Prime Minister, that they're kind of condoling, but they're saying she's not well.
Because you never know.
They had already known, but they were using a more civilized way of expressing there until the message would come out.
The longest serving monarch in the
70
history.
years.
That's long.
Yeah, 90. She died.
You know
at
the things she
96.
has seen.
She died peacefully in a palace she loved so much, Balmoral. Today her body is going to be brought to London. Yesterday it was spend the night with the family in Balmoral, but now it's going to be brought to London, and the official preparations will start for her send off.
When you look at her, when you look at the pictures from her childhood to the speeches she's been giving, the documentaries that are available, I don't think she was a bad person.
Yeah.
There's no one who say Kativam Binombwa afudde tumwogereko birungi. Like this queen has served majestically, man. Like she's been in her line, properly. For
even us,
70
since we're a
years.
Commonwealth country, we might relate. We even have a national park, the Queen Elizabeth National Park, named after her. So she has visited Uganda. She has, as a Commonwealth country that was under England, colonized by England.
Kati ki ekiddako mu Bungereza?
2 weeks of mourning for the Queen of England, and then Prince Charles III. He's over 70 years. He's going to be the next. He's also old, but they have long life. He might rule for 10 years.
Let me ask. That's the son.
That's the son.
Bamuzala bayina emyaka emeka?
That's the son. He's 70 something.
And she's been 96.
She's 96 years old. Her husband died at about 102 years.
Which means she really gave birth
year.
when she was young, Queen Elizabeth.
I think she gave birth when she was in her mid, because if she's 96 and the husband is in his 70s, that means she could have given birth when she was like the son.
Yes.
Should have given birth when she was like 30 something.
Naye gwobala otya?
Hey. Mbase bubi.
No.
Probably she must have given birth when she was like 30.
No.
Yes.
96 and 70. Like what kind of math are you doing? Gobanza atamanyi kubala.
Let me use a calculator.
As a matter of fact, tukomyawo. We'll keep you guys posted, but that's what's happening. London is going to be mourning for, you say, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, and of course, the King Charles
yes.
III, who is now officially king, is going to be giving a press briefing today. Yeah.
Anatuwa emyaka emiko tugenda twakavamu ebyo ate tubiddemu
70
years.
No, he might, but Charles may not live as long as the mother.
Definitely, that's what I'm saying.
He might give us like 5 years, 10 years. Then he gets
so
off.
His operation is going to be
then
called
there's
what?
The grandson William.
For the Queen was Operation London Bridge. Now for Charles is because it has to be set in motion.
I don't know.
He's 70.
This hour in the mid-morning to Kone, brought to you by Airtel. Enjoy bigger weekly and monthly data bundles for the same price on Airtel.